Hey guys, welcome, welcome back, welcome aboard, welcome home. As always, completely and totally dependent on where you happen to be in relation to this channel, these messages, these energies this week. This week, of course, being the 3rd of April through the 9th of April, 2023. Let's, wow, hello friend, dive right in. Okay. So Monday, we start Monday with a Virgo moon, quincunxing the sun. Mercury moves into Taurus before lunch Central Time. The moon will quincunx Chiron, and then Mercury in Taurus will square Pluto. How exciting. And Virgo moon then will trine Uranus and quincunx Jupiter. So here's the deal. Monday might feel adversarial, a little argumentative. You may witness some old communication challenges rearing their head, right? Coming back up to remind you of either how you've grown or how you have cycled, right? So this might bring some frustration your way, or even some combativeness, right, regarding your expression and two-way exchanges. So here's the deal. If that happens, breathe. Just breathe. Ask yourself what exactly you are wanting to amplify through your communication. And engage purposefully there, right? You do not have to dive back into your old cycles. You do not have to maintain a rigid stance. You can be a very purposeful communicator in a new way, right? So choose and engage purposefully wherever it is that you want communication to take you. On Tuesday, the 4th of April, that Virgo moon is going to trine Venus, which is, of course, in Taurus. That Virgo moon is going to oppose Neptune, and then the moon moves into Libra. And then we will have a trine to Pluto and a quincunx to both Mercury and Saturn by that Libra moon. So here's the deal. This is going to shift your focus in terms of your feelings a little bit to be more about relationships, right? Tuesday may feel a little bit fuzzy, a little bit foggy, a little bit out of focus. Let that gauzy kind of feeling create some healing for you early in the day, right? You might need a little wrapping up, a little protection from the world at large. Let that be if that's how you feel. It's really okay. Once that moon moves into Libra, your feelings are really going to become relationship oriented, right? You will explore yourself through the witnessing of others. So explore it without judgment, right? And discover how your expressions will impact those around you, and whether they're supporting your long-term goals, right? Or not, right? And either way, it's okay. You just need to know, right? So we're just looking for transparency. So on Wednesday, the 5th, that Libra moon is going to square Mars, and then Mercury will sextile Saturn. The Sun in Aries is going to conjunct Chiron. The moon will oppose Chiron, and then we have a full moon, 16 Libra, right? So on Wednesday, your dream time might be a little bit at odds, right? It might feel a little push me, pull you. Allow that to show you where you might be able to create something differently in a more secure or stable way, right? And allow your willingness to communicate, right? So that willingness to communicate can solve a lot of problems for you, especially on Wednesday the 5th. That moon is going to come to full in very strong conjunction to Chiron, right? So explore how your patterns and your openness to claiming yourself in a new way, right? So your patterns and your openness to claiming yourself anew is witnessable both by yourself, right? And by the vulnerability that you allow to be seen, right? So what you're showing to those around you, and what you are showing to yourself. And remember, the key for this particular full moon, you get what you give 100% of the time. So on Thursday, the 6th of April, that Libra moon is going to quincunx Uranus and Venus and Pisces, and have a Jupiter opposition earlier in the morning. So you have some options today that include self-care, self-sacrifice, codependence. So a really important thing to note on Thursday is that you might experience a very dynamic flash of enlightenment, right? Where you, specifically you, are concerned. Have you been giving too much away, right? Whether that means power or time or influence. What have you been giving away to others? So today, redefine your sense of home. And right, when we talk about this sense of home, we are talking about that better felt and spoken sense of home. What feels like home, what looks like home, what smells like home, what you experience and feel is home. Redefine your sense of all of those answers, and do not allow yourself to deviate or be distracted or to look away from them, right? What you are being asked to amplify right now is your own experience, your own expression, your own conjuring, not anyone else's, right? All the old stories, all the old narratives have to fall away. Well, hello, friend. Right. And on Friday, the 7th, early, just after midnight, about 1:30 in the morning central, the moon moves into Scorpio. And then we have a square to Pluto, a trine to Saturn, an opposition to Mercury. And then Venus in Taurus is going to sextile Neptune before that Scorpio moon will trine Mars. Here's the deal. This is, I see you, hold up, a very lovely, a very dynamic shift in your desired experience today, right? So one of the keywords of Scorpio is union, right? So union is a front and center attraction right now. So mind your depths, right? We've got a beautiful grand water trine, which is going to catapult you right into your feelings very deeply today. Importantly, you may experience a deep awareness of some dissatisfaction in your current state of reality. Okay, so here's the deal. We all experience dissatisfaction at certain times, right? When you're assessing deeply, there's always going to be a something that you find, right? No grit, no pearl. So here's the deal. Instead of allowing that to pull you down or to create a sense of off balance for you, choose to allow that awareness to be a catalyst for you for change, right? You get to make those recalibrations, those shifts, those changes, right? And just so that you are always steering toward the currents, well, not really toward, but steering with is the right word I'd like to use, that you're always steering with the current of your heart and your soul, right? So allow that sense of dissatisfaction wherever it turns up to be a little bit of a guiding factor, right? Find that next right current, that next right eddy, that next right wave that's going to take you toward what it is that your heart and soul is really being pulled toward, really being asked to conjure. On Saturday the 8th, Mercury in Taurus sextiles Mars in Cancer, sorry. Chiron and the Sun and Jupiter and oppose Uranus. Now listen, so your Dreamtime messaging is going to be 100% on point, right? So pay attention. You can get a lot of direction in these dreams this week. So Saturday may feel heavy, right? As you kind of hear echoes of your old stories, not just in your mind, but in your field, right? On all of those levels. Your options to take them on or to take them personally, right, are fully and totally up to you. So the other thing is, be on alert for a really, again, blinding flash of awareness. Be open to seeing something in a new way, because it may, shift and change. It may shift and change not just something, but something deeply, right? Or something largely, or something deeply. Just be on mind for whatever that may be, right? My theory is that enlightenment comes in small flashes, because otherwise we would be blinded. So pay attention to your small flashes. On Sunday, April 9th, which happens to be Easter in many calendars. So if you celebrate, happy Easter. And regardless, let's mind our concept and availability to the notion of resurrection, right? So we have a Scorpio moon trining Neptune, opposing Venus, and then the moon moves into Sagittarius, just in time for coffee, right? And then that Sagittarius moon is going to sextile Pluto, square Saturn, and quincunx Mars. Perfect. So here's the deal. Don't let any arguments or friction you may experience in your dream time color your daytime today, right? Absolutely. Like I told you, this is a powerful dream week, so just be mindful. Like if you have a fight with somebody in your dream, do not carry it into your conscious awareness. This is a day for adventure, for discovery. And here's the deal. Your openness to new experience, as opposed to reliance on what may feel like old, outdated traditions. This might be a challenge to you, right? To your conscious and subconscious levels. Here's the thing. Dare. If you dare, you may discover that all things are possible, right? But the thing is, you've really got to feel it, right? The moon is demanding, that you be in it today. So if you're feeling it, take a step off your old platforms, take a step out of your ruts, take a step up, find an untraveled pathway and see where it leads. If you dare, if you feel like if you feel like you want to. The thing is, you don't have to. But if you're interested, this is a great day to make that shift or that change. Yeah, this is an interesting week. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the right message. It always comes. So the fact of the matter is, like, there's nothing wrong with tradition and expectation, but there we go. Okay. Sometimes trying a new thing creates a new expectation, right? You can't level up if you're stagnant, right? Let's get on this, shall we? So for Monday, we've got the Lovers and the Eight of Wands. So the Lovers is a card of divine blessing. It's a card of divine union. It's a card of divine partnership, right? This is seeing and being seen. This is feeling and being felt. This is deep, vulnerable communication. And then the Eight of Wands, right, is passionate movement, right? Heart-based motion. and it can be impulsive, it can be reckless, but the key is that it's heart-based. This is a feeling moment, right? And so the Lovers is all about that deep level of feeling, and this is about moving, acting on those feelings. So we talked about this day as perhaps feeling adversarial or witnessing those old communication challenges, right? So the Lovers asks you to be super vulnerable, right? If you feel this sense of combativeness, if you witness this perhaps need to be reactive, breathe, right? Ask yourself, what is your long-term goal? What are you wanting to amplify? And engaging purposefully there. And then devote all of your energy to it. But make sure that you are in motion toward the trajectory of your choosing, not of your reactivity, right? This will be interesting. On Tuesday, we have the Two of Cups and the Magician. Two of Cups, again, this is a card of relationship. This is a card of balanced relationship, filling up your cups, right? Again, feeling and being felt. This is divinely blessed. This is always something that creates beautiful back and forth feelingness, right? A willingness to show yourself and be seen. And then the Magician is all about elemental magic, right? This is about understanding your place in the cycle of manifestation and conjuring, and how you are in control of your capability through your capacity, right? So again, we are witnessing ourselves kind of in that gauzy feeling, maybe a little foggy, but then exploring without judgment how your expressions are going to impact those around you, right? And again, talking about your long-term aims and whether or not you're in support of them. You have the power to do either, right? You have the power, the full power to be in that cycle if you so choose, right? Your cups are only empty when you dump them out. So just be mindful, right? There's a big heart energy here in the beginning of the week, a big feeling and relationship kind of energy, which is quite lovely, especially as a way to balance all this Aries energy that we have out, right? On Wednesday, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So the Four of Pentacles is how we are open to sharing, how we're open to generosity, or whether or not we are in scarcity and we're choosing to kind of hoard or save in a way that's unhealthy, right? Because Pentacles are all about knowing that you are resourced. The Four of Pentacles is about whether or not you're willing to share that, or whether you're going to keep it for yourself. The Knight of Cups is all about love and inspiration and passion and sharing that. So you have the options today, right? So we talked about how this is a day to create something differently, allowing your dream time to really kind of show you what's possible, and then allowing yourself to be willing to communicate, and how that can solve so many problems, right? And whether it's and how it's a beautiful day to explore your patterns and your openness to claiming yourself brand new, right? And how your vulnerability allows you to be in that flow of trust with others and with yourself, right? Because scarcity is not just your mindset, it affects everything around you. On Thursday, we have Judgment and Death, right? What a beautiful Judgment card this is it not? Come on, that's gorgeous. So Judgment is about how we take stock, how we witness our trajectory of where we've been, right? Same as Death. This is about creating new cycles, what is coming with us and what is staying behind, what we need and what we have, and where we've been and where we want to go, and how we need to show up in the present to make that journey, right? How beautiful is this, that we have the fulcrum, right? We've got the past, we've got the present, we've got the fulcrum upon which we rest, right? As we move through to that next level, right? To that beautiful, sunny, through that gate into whatever it is that comes next. So we talked about this as that day where we have options, right? Whether you're going to witness self-care or self-sacrifice, codependence, or a dedication to your highest and best. And so contemplating where you are concerned in terms of how much you've been giving away. And your sense of home is what's always going to pull you forward. You are your only fulcrum, right? How you serve and how you experience and how you express. And all those ways are what are leading you forward. Those questions, your answers to those questions in alignment with your own sense of home determine how you are going to move in the present that will create whatever it is that comes next, and allowing yourself to just follow that and not deviate from it, not to distract yourself with something else or to be pulled off focus or backward into anything else, right? Death is always marching forward, just like judgment. On Friday the 7th, we have the 6 of Cups, which is lovely, right? This is a card of transition, moving from that sense of, I'm sorting instead of cupping. Okay, 6 of Cups is about unconditional love. So this is about, I was like, wait, they're in a lot of water. That's not right, is it? So cups are about, 6 of Cups is that beautiful unconditional love, right? Where did you come from? Where are you going? And hopefully your name is not Cotton Eye Joe. Anyway, this is about how you've been nurtured, how you've nurtured yourself, how you were taught to nurture yourself. Where has unconditional love been your natural state of being? Who were you before you were hurt for the first time? Who were you before you ever had to put up a barrier, a wall, a defense mechanism, right? And this 7 of Pentacles asks you, what have you planted? What are you going to sow? And how are you going to call that back into effect? Right? So we're talking about union. We're talking about a beautiful grand water trine today, right? And we're talking about perhaps your own dissatisfaction, allowing yourself to let that awareness become the catalyst, right? Steering you back to the currents of your heart and soul, no matter what this means, right? This is an investment, and your investment always has to be back in your own sense of self, your own sense of value, your own sense of worth, your own sense of how you are able to fill your cup. And whatever you have to do, however long it takes you to learn how to do that, to remove those defense mechanisms, anything in the way of you and that knowledge of unconditional love has to be removed. And that's our goal, right? To learn that lesson and to choose it over and over again. On Saturday, we've got the 8 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. 8 of Swords is always about feeling trapped or bound by your own ideas. This is about witnessing yourself as being immobile or bound by something that you believe, something that perhaps you don't even understand is a limiting belief, an accepted notion or concept in your life. But the 6 of Wands is about victory, right? So we talk here about this day of perhaps feeling a little bit heavy, right? Perhaps hearing the echoes of your old stories in your field, having the option to take them on, right? And maybe being alert for a blinding flash of awareness, right? Swords are always about awareness. So how can you have a victory over your own awareness? Well, the answer is to be open to seeing something in a new way that may, in fact, allow you to change everything, right? This is a beautiful card of heart's desires realized, right? Achievement, and recognizing those achievements, whether it's being recognized for or simply recognizing them in yourself. This is, I changed my mind and it was really great, and I know that I did that, right? I have that awareness. So give yourself credit in all the places where you're making strides. we have the beautiful Page of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So the Page of Cups, this is really lovely actually, because the 8 of Cups is about walking away from something that is not emotionally fulfilling, right? From your own dissatisfaction, as the case may be. And this is about something coming into your field that creates a new awareness of, right? So all these places where we have these cups this week, talking about your heart, your soul, your experience of emotional satisfaction or fulfillment, right? So we talked here about being open to new experience, right? As opposed to a reliance on old, outdated traditions. Well, here's the deal. We're going to follow our hearts, because whatever it is that we're going to move away from that's not allowing us to feel satisfied, to feel content, to feel fulfilled, well, we have the remedy. We have the medicine. And the answer is we already are it. We know exactly what we need to do to change. And if you have a thing that you have to do and you feel obligated to it and it's dutiful and it's not joyful, it's your job to walk away from it and to step into something that will bring you deeper satisfaction or brand new satisfaction, right? Perhaps something that you've never done before, perhaps something that you've never felt before. But don't be afraid to walk away from the stuff that doesn't really bring you joy and dive into the pool where that actually comes. So just be mindful. We've got over and over. And what this means in the hashtag Oracle deck is about how we dive in and how we come to awareness of our patterns and whether or not they are bringing us joy or not. Are they bringing you closer to bliss or not, right? This is that moment of awareness in your fractal spiraling where you get to discover, am I on the right trajectory or not, right? So over and over is what we do, whether it's mindless or mindful, that's your choice. But again, it's always your choice, right? Then we have this lovely card, number 15, the Dust Devil, right? Moving out of stagnation. This is a lovely card, especially for this week that is all about resurrection and change and shift, right? I'm just trying to get us in focus because we don't have, there we go, very much light left here today. So let's talk about the Dust Devil. Embrace the chaos, trust in the process, move out of stagnation, right? The presence of the Dust Devil causes a ruckus. Some people are afraid of his chaotic nature, believing that he comes to intentionally stir things up. The truth is, you can't expect this ally to behave, to bring niceness, to be clean. His power is in the mess he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. Right? Our process is our process. We don't get to judge the process. We just get to engage. He represents two aspects to you now. The winds in your outer life appearing to throw you off course, where you assume the world is coming at or happening to you. And the winds that churn inside you, with the Dust Devil arising from your dreamscape, hello, to help you escape your invisible chains, shackling you to the barren desert. Well, stop asking for things to be perfect. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. Trust this process. The Dust Devil knows what you need when you need it. And once things settle down, you'll see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery, the wisdom awaiting integration. So listen, chaos and order are the exact same thing, right? Where you stand in relation to them is just your perspective. Neither are wrong, neither are right. Because in fact, there's no such thing. There's only how you're going to interpret it, how you're going to interact with it, how you're going to move with it, through it, as it, right? And so in every place, you are always your catalyst, right? Are you going to make these choices? Are you going to conjure appropriately? Are you going to fall back into scarcity? Are you going to move forward in your heart? What are you willing to let go of, right? What do you see in this storm that says, maybe it's time to move on? What have you planted, and what is your why? Right? What are you holding on to, and what can you let go of so that you can move victoriously? And what are you willing to walk away from so that you can be immersed in bliss? You have to witness your patterns before you can break them. You have to witness your patterns before you can change them. You have to witness your patterns, right, without judging them, before you can consciously choose a new one. So be in it, be in it, be in it. Big blessings. Happy full moon. Yeah, take care.